Hello everybody, my name is CryptoFace, and today we are going to be tackling almost everything you need to know about Market Cipher. I know many of you have never heard of me before. For those of you who don't follow me and watch my streams, maybe you're from a different channel or from an ad. This video, by the end of this video, you will know pretty much everything you need to know about Market Cipher, how to trade it, what everything means. So grab yourself a snack, get yourself a drink, get a pen and a piece of paper if you have to. We're going to take our time. You'll probably have to rewatch this video a couple times to get everything down. And folks, this indicator is the best indicator I've ever used. It has taken myself and my partner almost 2 years to have it where it's at today. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that currently is using Market Cipher, all my supporters, all my subscribers. I couldn't have done this without you guys. So without further ado, let's get after it. I am enlisting the help of my brother's video. We're going to basically use this video as a basis and then go from there, okay? So first things first, after you've acquired, sent your transaction ID to my Discord, paid, and sent me your TradingView name, it takes myself and my mentor to both activate you to give you permission to use Market Cipher. So once you order, be patient. No one's waited more than maybe 12 to 24 hours to have it active, okay? So once you have Market Cipher, what you're going to do is you're going to go up here and click on Indicators. It should be in your invite-only scripts, and you will have Market Cipher A, Market Cipher B, and Market Cipher Support and Resistance. Sometimes people don't see their invite-only scripts. In this case, just type in Cipher, and you will see A, B, and SR. Even though there's a red lock, you still click on it and have access. You do not have access to any of these other Market Ciphers. This stuff isn't released to the public yet. Okay? So once you click that, you are good to go and you're ready to rock and roll. So let's go ahead and switch over to my brother's video, and we're going to get this thing going.
We can finally talk about how to use the Market Cipher. The first indicator in the package is Market Cipher A. Cipher A displays 8 EMA ribbons on the intraday chart and automatically interprets the data by spitting out various symbols which each correspond to a different indication. Here is the key for Cipher A.
Okay, so we're going to freeze this for a second. These yellow X's indicate, this is some people's favorite indicator, indicates manipulation. Now, I know this is an indicator everyone says doesn't exist, okay? For the most part, it means about 80% of the time there's going to, it's a trap. And you'll see there's a little bit of a pump infusion and then a dump. So typically these yellow X's are a bear symbol in a upward market, okay? Actually, generally it's a bear symbol. So when you start seeing yellow X's, it's kind of like warning, warning. The yellow X's take precedent. Bearish symbol. Generally, you'll see after yellow X, the price will go up a little bit. It is a trap. The price will go down. Generally, the first two yellow X's are the strongest yellow X's. Okay? After that, you can see what happens. So the more yellow X's you see, the worse it is. Price is probably going down. Okay? And I take these yellow X's present. If I'm seeing yellow X's and green dots, I'm chilling. Okay? Boy, there's so much information here. I want to spit it out right now, but we're going to hold back. I'm going to hold back a little bit. Okay? The red X's indicate right here. See, there's a little red X right here. Indicate downward movement. The red squares, these are signifying that we are in a bearish trend. The yellow squares are signifying a bullish trend. So what we're looking for with these squares or diamonds is clusters, right? Clusters to give us an idea of the trend that we are in, okay? The blue triangles signify a reversal of the previous trend. Now, this blue triangle could actually technically be coming off of this little downtrend or this one. We're on the 3 minute selection. Let me go to a bigger time frame here. So here we see red X, right? Downward movement. Red X, downward movement. Be careful. Red diamond right here, kind of foreshadowing a little bit. On the smaller time frames, you'll see, here we go, yellow X, right? Downward movement. Here we go, blue triangle, reversal, confirmation of the previous trend, okay?
Indications on larger time frames are more reliable and last for a longer duration. A high frequency of any given symbol is also an indication of higher reliability and duration. Cipher A already gives a clear visual of the dominant trend in the market so that you can have strong hands in your trades. The automated symbols just bring this indicator to the next level as it calls every single bottom and top to the T. It's a must-have for any trader.
Okay, so these green dots, technically you can call them long signals, but I want you to think of them as bottoms. Okay, these green dots indicate when there is a bottom. It doesn't mean there's a green dot on the 5 minute and it's going to go up forever. It just means that this is likely a bottom, but it does not necessarily tell you how long the uptrend will be. Right? So right here, the green dot fired off on this candle actually at 9,034. Price went all the way up to 9,099. This is on the 5 minute. If we go to the hourly. Oh, and Market Cipher was designed for Heikin Ashi candles. Heikin Ashi candles are more modern than your standard candles. To give you a little bit of history, these standard candles, the candles were formed by the Japanese hundreds and hundreds of years ago. From 60 to 100 years ago, the same Japanese ancestral bloodline developed Heikin Ashi candles. They are so much better. They give you a clear vision of the pattern and trends. I think of Heikin Ashi candles like a built-in Elliott wave type of pattern, and you can recognize the market much easier. When I go back to regular candles, I'm like, how do people even trade this stuff? It is unbelievably confusing. Stick with Heikin Ashi candles, okay? I never use regular candles. So make sure you're on Heikin Ashi candles with Market Cipher, okay? Okay. So yes, the green dots are going to be stronger on the higher time frame. With Market Cipher, when I first wake up in the morning, I always start with the larger time frames, right? So we'll get into Cipher B here. So I start into larger time frames and work my way in. If I see a green dot on a 4 hour, a 6 hour, a daily, a 3 hour, 2 hour, that is a strong indication. So we're on the 4 hour, and we see we have a green dot here at 7,600, we'll call it 65. After the green dot, the price is up to 9,437. Now, there are also green dots, of course, on Cipher A. These are indications of bullish momentum. They can certainly be used for long entries. I do prefer Cipher B green dots for entries. I use the green dots on Cipher A as more of a confirmation. Let me show you guys something really cool. If we go to the weekly on Bitcoin, we have a green dot on Cipher A on this candle from 8,344 down to 5,837 was this week's candle, right? The last time there was a green dot on market Cipher A was on the week of October 26th, which was literally the beginning of the bull market from 2015 October all the way up to 19,000. Pretty exciting stuff, isn't it? Let me show you something else cool. We're kind of skipping a little bit. But on market Cipher B, look at this green dot. Right here. Now let's go ahead and scroll up. Market Cipher B called pretty much the bottom of the market at 3,160. So start out large time frames, work your way in. As we look at the daily here, we're seeing bullish clusters. The overall momentum is bullish. Go to the 6 hour, same thing. We're starting to see a little mix of red. So I'm expecting a little bit of turbulence. But overall, the trend upwards. Right? Maybe we drop down into these ribbons somewhere from 8,400 and up, which is what I'm expecting on this current time frame. Go to the 4 hour. Clusters, right? Have a little bit of turbulence. Green dot at the bottom on market Cipher A. Let's go into the 2 hour. Clusters, green dots. Look, we have a yellow X right here. This is a warning. Price dumped down a little bit. We're going to get into Cipher B here. Let's continue with this video.
The second indicator in the package is market Cipher B. Cipher B is a beautifully crafted Frankenstein of 5 of the best oscillators in the trading scene. It's the hardest of the 3 ciphers to explain to new traders, as it is an oscillator and not displayed on the intraday chart. The purpose of any oscillator is to give overbought and oversold readings, as those are the points where market fear and uncertainty are at their highest. A market in an extremely oversold position will have to recover eventually, so knowing how to interpret oscillators can help you to filter out many bad trades. Most folks will tell you to pick 1 or 2 oscillators and master them, but with market Cipher B you can utilize 5 at once. When all of these oscillators all line up, Cipher B even provides you with green dot buy signals that are just as reliable, if not more reliable, than Cipher A. You can attach a TradingView alert system to the green dot signals by pressing Alt-A on your chart and placing a buy condition for Cipher B green dot alerts, as you can see here. Green dots may flicker on and off multiple times within a small period, so once per bar is recommended over once per minute. Regular traders do this to avoid ping spam, whereas botting people will tell you horror stories of their bots getting bagged by flickering signals. Avoid the annoyance and select once per bar. Never miss a single buy signal ever again.
This is important. When you are setting an alert for a green dot, I would set these alerts. My alerts are at like the 1, 2, 3, 4 hour. Make sure you have once per bar. And so when the bar actually confirms, when the candle closes and the green dot is there after it closes, then it's confirmed. Especially if you're on the lower time frames, a green dot will flicker and go away and come back, right? Because the indicator's reading the statistics, okay?
Now, I really want our new people to understand each component of Cipher B, so I will layer them on top of each other and explain them one by one. The first oscillator is the money flow index. It is the green and red area as well as the green and red bottom bar. When the money flow index is green on larger time frames, that indicates upward momentum. The strategy there would be to long on the dips. When the money flow index is red on larger time frames, that indicates downward momentum. So the strategy there would be to short the peaks.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second because this is huge. I rely on the money flow very heavily to identify my environment. You're going to hear me say that a lot on my channel. I always say when you first open up your chart, when you wake up or when you come to your computer or phone, the first thing you want to do is identify the environment that we are in. Okay? So, when the money flow is thick and green. This has to deal with the amount of transactions, has not price. So think of it as movement. When there is movement, there is life. The more movement, the more life, the more transactions that inspires. There's more people using Bitcoin. When more people are using Bitcoin, they're buying Bitcoin and they're selling Bitcoin. There's more people, so it grows. So when it's thick and green, think about it's a plant that is growing. Price overall is going to go up. So this green is, when it's green, resistance is futile. When it is red, support is futile. Okay? So you're going to look at the larger time frames. Always start with your larger time frames, right? So all throughout this bull market, we were thick in the green. Things were going up overall. Yes, there were dips, but it's going up overall. So when it's green, you are looking for these green dots and you are banging these green dots. Okay, look on the daily. Let's zoom in a little bit. We are in the green. Green dot indicates boop. Right here, it would have said long at 2035 to 2090. Look what happens, okay? Another green dot on the green dot dailies in the green, guys. These are golden. Golden, okay? Boom. More and more. Now let's look at this here. Look, this green dot. Now, yes, it was in the red, but still a daily green dot is super, super, super strong. Okay? Boom. Green dot right here. Boom. Price goes up. Now let's look at this here. Green dot right here. The price went up. Let's see, this was 7,000. This was during a big crash, right? There was a bottom right here. The price did go up. Okay? And then there was a red X right here. So you should probably take that out as a warning. Take your money. Some green dots right here. Boom. Price went up. Boom. Look. Yellow X and a red X. Get out. 2 green dots. When there's 2, that's even better. 2 green dots right here. One on this candle. One on this one. Price went up. Now look at this. There's a green dot on this candle, but this is a yellow X on the daily. Stay out. If you see a yellow X on the same candle as a green dot, the yellow X takes precedent because this is saying there's funky business going on. The mega blue whales are playing games. Just stay out or short, right? This green dot right here, this candle, still ugly. Probably would have stayed away from that one. Thick, look, we're in the red, so be cautious, right? Green dot right here, went sideways, yellow X, probably would have exited, gained nothing, maybe lost a little to be on the, conservative side. Boom, right here, green dot. There was a yellow X there, but another green dot right here, indication, start moving in the green. Look what happens. Now we bring ourselves to today, right? Maybe on the 6 hour, boom, green dot right here, boom. Price going up. 4 hour green dots, super strong. Okay? So the larger time frames, the stronger the indication. Now, again, we're talking about the money flow index. So when it's green, when it's nice and thick and green, we are looking for these green dots, folks. Okay? Let's look at a maybe smaller time frame here. So right now we're on the 2 hour. We got a yellow X right here. Boom. Another green dot, 2 green dots right here. Overall, bang. Price going up. Boom. Green dot right here. Nailed the bottom. 7,500. Another green dot on Cipher A. Boom. Price going up. Okay?
Just note that every trend must come to an end, and it is in these extremely oversold environments that the green dot buy signal will most likely appear. Always avoid trading when the money flow index is thin. The second oscillator is the momentum algorithm. algorithm. It is the blue and light blue area. It is a custom oscillator that operates on a negative 100 to 100 range with long and short thresholds at 60 and negative 60 respectively. It is weighted heavily in the green dot algorithm and provides the best visual of a trend's momentum. The third oscillator is the relative strength in.
Okay, so we actually have to back up here a little bit. So this is super important. Many of you probably, the blue wave is the strategy that I am recommending to basically everyone that is brand new. Okay, so let me explain this. With the blue wave strategy, what we are looking for here, let me clear Cipher A. Let's clear up the screen a little bit. I have made more money off of these blue waves than any other indicator basically ever. Okay, so first thing we're going to look for is a nice healthy blue wave, a nice big one, typically that dips below or above this blue line marker right here. So when this blue wave came down, what we're doing is looking for another blue wave that is smaller, shorter than the previous. In that case, so boom, we have a blue wave right here. We are looking for the light blue or white to cut into the dark blue, which signifies, what did I just do there? Which signifies basically a bottom. So in this case, take this blue line and boom, this right here I would long, since we're on the bottom. This would be a long call right here. Okay, so if you longed on this candle somewhere and something's completely, I just switched to a completely different coin. No wonder. Okay, here we go. So when the white meets the thick blue or the dark blue, boom, this would be, I would enter long right here. If you entered long right here, you're living pretty darn good. Okay? Right here, if we're on the top, big wave, smaller wave, then I would short when the white cuts into the blue. If you shorted this candle right here, 79.94, price came all the way down here to in the 7,500s. There we go. Now we can see a little better. Now, where would I exit? Well, I'd be looking to exit. I mean, I'm always looking to take profits when I am in profit. But a good place to kind of look for an exit is when the white is cutting into the blue. This signifies the end, an end of a bottom. So maybe it's possible you could have taken profit right here, right? In the 78s. A little bit of a profit. And maybe you had some left over for this one, right? It can also be on the same wave. Right here. Big wave, smaller one. If you shorted in this candle and you exited on this candle, so let's say you exited in here and you entered right here. So 8,000 down to 7,900, not a big move on this one, but still a correct move. What else? Let's keep looking. Right here, this signified to enter short in this candle. Even if you entered at the very bottom, you'd still would have made profit right here. This blue wave is bigger or taller than this wave. This would be a long entry. And you can wait a candle for it to confirm, because a wave could cut in, but then it could continue. So sometimes you can wait a little bit for confirmation, but this would have been a good entry right here. Price goes up. These waves, this was a nice window for the past week. We've been murdering it. Boom. Here's a short right here. If you entered in this candle, price came down. Big wave, smaller wave, long entry. right here. Bigger wave, smaller wave, white cuts into the blue, short entry. And then you'd look to exit somewhere down here or when you're in profit. Always suggest to take profits, right? So that is the blue wave strategy. It works. It works on the 5-minute, the 15-minute. Recognize your time frames. I have 2 accounts for trading. One for scalping smaller moves, one for larger time frame moves. If you are trading on the 5-minute, then remember, you're not looking to stay in a trade for a day or two unless it's confirming on the others, right? You're thinking about, okay, and maybe I'm in it for an hour, or 30 minutes, or 2 hours. So always know which time frame that you're in so you know how long you're going to be staying in a trade. Okay? Let's keep going.
Of a trend's momentum. The third oscillator is the relative strength index. It is the heavily smoothed purple oscillator that undulates between the 0 line and the 100, unlike the previous oscillators which swivel between positive and negative values. The RSI is oversold at 20 or below and overbought at 80 or above, and interacts with the stochastic RSI to create divergences. The stochastic RSI is the fourth oscillator, which is the heavily smoothed red and green line that also undulates between the 0 and the 100.
Okay, so these are your RSIs, guys. These 2 lines. Let me clear us up a little bit. So they fluctuate from 0 to 100. They are color-coded, so instead of staring at 2 lines, you're staring at 1. To be honest, I don't necessarily use it too much, but what I know is when this line is green, typically, price is kind of moving downwards. So I'm looking for opportunities to buy, right? Look, our money flow is in the red, and so price movement is going down, blood in the streets. We're probably looking for good entries, so on and so forth.
When it is green, that indicates a bullish divergence in rising price action. When it is red, that indicates a bearish divergence in falling price action. The color-coded divergences alone make the stochastic RSI an integral part of market Cipher B. No more manual scanning for crosses, no more missing out on indications.
Okay, I actually just paused the video real quick. I want to show you guys something. We want to go back to the blue wave. So right now, the market basically just had a big move. In time of stress and volatility, we are eating off of the 5-minute blue wave strategy. Let me show you. So there's a couple different ways we can actually look at this. So right here, we have a big blue wave, and then boom, a smaller one, right? So this, I'd probably, let's even say you hit a long entry right here. And then this wave actually had another blue wave, which I'm not surprised because we are deep. We're in a red MFI environment. So boop, another long entry right here on this candle. Boom, price action goes up. So average entry, we'll call it 8,890. Now, the price comes up, and look, we have our first closing. The white comes into the dark blue right here. So let's go ahead and move up in this candle. Let's say you even wait for confirmation on one of these candles. 9,954. So boom, this would be my exit. This was a 1.8% move. If you're using 10x leverage, you just made 18%. Now, look at this. We can also short right here because we have a smaller wave than the previous. White cuts into the blue. This would be a short signal at 9,059. Let's make this red. Boom. Short 9,059. Price comes down. Look, the white cuts into the blue. It's time. It's a reversal. Time to exit. Boom. You exit somewhere in here. Small move, but that's scalping on the 5-minute. Trading within the environment, the time scale environment. We were only in this short 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 35, 40 minutes. That's trading the 5-minute. And in an hour or two, you had a trade. If you were trading 10x leverage, you got 18% with the first, 7% with the second. You just made 25% in 2 hours. And look, this would be a long signal. Boom. Smaller wave than this one. You entered long, so you exited, and then you entered in this candle, and this puppy is shooting up. This is how you use market cipher. In this crazy time of volatility, I'm not trying to trade like the hourly. I mean, you could. Yeah, you could. It's a little far back. I don't like going back normally this far back, but you can. Boom, you could have longed that. Price is going up. What does the 15-minute show us? 15-minute? Nah. It caught this little one. But the 5-minute, man, the 5-minute, killing it right now. Okay? All right, back to the video.
The fifth and final oscillator on Market Cipher B is a custom VWAP algorithm displayed as the yellow area. The VWAP doesn't necessarily interact with any of the other oscillators, however it is valuable alone as a leading indicator and will allow you to spot reversals inside of larger trends. The VWAP algorithm is the volume figure of Cipher B, the bow in the package, the cherry on top. When the yellow area is above zero, prices are rising. When it is below zero, prices are falling. If it is far above or below zero, it is going to have to snap back up to the mean at some point. All of the indicators on Cipher B are presented together between the range of -100 to 100. The MFI, momentum algorithm, and VWAP all operate on positive and negative values, whereas the RSI and stochastic RSI are heavily smoothed and operate between 0 and 100. This is to distinguish the divergences and make the indicator more visually pleasing. There are also default trigger lines set at -53 and 53 that you can adjust in the input settings. You can assign alarms to these triggers as well as the green dot buy signal with the TradingView alarm system so you never miss out on another buy signal.
Now, I don't really recommend adjusting these blue lines. You can if you want, but these are actually just alarm trigger lines, and so you can adjust this line right here. Let's say you want it to trigger when the MFI moves at a certain point, goes to a certain point. You can do that. I don't really use it. I like the blue lines where they're at now, but that's up to you.
Cipher SR is the final piece of the puzzle, a support and resistance indicator that assists you in entering and exiting your trades. The yellow dotted lines represent entries, and the purple dotted lines represent exits. The more dots present, the more likely that area is going to be retested. SR excels with dollar cost averaging strategies because you can enter the market slowly across many yellow dotted lines and then cash out your position on the next exit indication. Cipher SR settings require constant tuning. Always make sure that you double click the indicator on the chart and adjust the resolution to 3 to 5 times less than whatever time frame you are using it on.
Okay, this is important. So let's go ahead and open up Cipher SR. Let's go ahead. So let's say we're looking at the hourly. So on each time frame, what you want to do is go to the little cogwheel settings here on Market Cipher Support. In your resolution, you want to set the time 3, 4, 5 times less than the time frame you are in. So right now we are using the hourly, so I'm going to adjust it to the 15-minute. Okay? And then this would basically be the yellow lines, or the yellow dots. You're looking for entries. Purple dots, you're looking for exits, right? So even right here, it was saying hard entries, at 9,060. exits at 91.61, which is actually currently happening as we speak. Okay, so you could have entered right here, and then boom, you'd be exiting right here, and then maybe some up back at the 9400s. We're on the 30-minute right now. We zoomed in so you could get a better look. So make sure you go to resolution and adjust the time, and you can play around with it yourself too to see if it matches something that you like, right? So have fun with it. This middle white line is the VWAP. When the VWAP has a hard right turn, generally it's because the day has closed. So VWAP stands for volume weighted daily average. Okay, so these create gaps. Now, the rule about gaps is they typically have to be filled. Okay, so there is a hard 90-degree angle right here. So in standard financial markets, the rule of thumb is that the VWAP has to come down and correct this gap. The thing is with crypto and Bitcoin is we have these parabolic moves to the upside, and it could be a while before we correct this gap. But excluding parabolic times, generally the gaps do get filled, and when they get fulfilled, it's bullish, for example. So let's say if the VWAP, let's take a look, see here. Let's say if this came down and filled this gap, I would actually be bullish because it completed the gap. And so now we have kind of like support to lead us into higher movement. So in non-parabolic times, as this video is created, we are in a parabolic move to the upside. And so excluding parabolic times, that's how you'd basically use VWAP.
Will propagate a healthy balance of long and short support and resistance lines. And finally, I want to show you how to do stop loss and trade target calculations with Cipher SR. Simply double-click the indicator in the intraday chart and go into the same input settings where you adjusted the resolution and type in your entry, then adjust the profit factor to your liking. If you are shorting, make sure that your profit factor and stop loss are negative values. It's that simple. That concludes the official Market Cipher tutorial guide.
All right, thank you, Flop and Groper. Let me go ahead and hide this. So guys, this was kind of the one-take introduction to Market Cipher. Hopefully, it explains it enough for you guys that are brand new to my channel and don't know who I am. What I want to say is always when you first open up your chart, again, identify your environment, right? The environment right now during this video creation is we just had a parabolic movement up to 9,400 and had a dump. And so it's very volatile. Price is moving up and down fast. And so in this type of time, I'm looking at the smaller time frames. I'm getting in, getting out, and taking my profits. Getting in, getting out, and taking my profits. The benefit to having two trade accounts is your greed is not going to hold you into your trade. You're not going to be sitting in your trade, flopping and groping because the price is going up and down. Then you end up cutting your trade at a small loss because you're scared, and then the price goes back the other way. Okay? So on the smaller time frames, the blue wave is very, very strong. Use it, okay? But use it wisely, all right? Other than that, for more information, you can go to my Discord, and there are, let's see here. Okay, we're on the testimonial page here. Market Cipher videos, some of the basic ones in here, right? Here's the guide on how to use the blue wave. Some other videos, the video I used on this one. Profit logs of our trade group. I have over 750 members in what's called our whale crew that follow my trades. These are all their profit logs. They're up. I mean, people are posting every single day. Please go check out the testimonials. I don't pay anyone for any of these testimonials. These are all my people. And thank you to you all who are posting testimonials, guys. I really appreciate it. The price is in the description. Scroll down in the description for all the information. Thank you for everyone who's participating and using this. Guys, we are changing the world. We have helped people flee oppression from South Africa. We've helped single mothers. Every single demographic of people can do this. You can trade in crypto. I know so many of you have put money in ICOs and shit coins and lose money and all this. And now you are in your own fate. You're in control of your own fate, and you have a tool that can help you. I guarantee if you use the blue wave, if you apply yourself to Market Cipher, identify your environment, take your profit, use 2 accounts, you will trade better than anyone you know. I outtrade all my friends at Charles Schwab and Goldman Sachs. Okay? All the screw 51% patterns and head and shoulders. You don't need that stuff. It's nice to have patterns to back you up. Trust me, I know patterns are important, but the data is better. Don't enter a trade on a gamble. This is not gambling. Enter a trade because you know what's going to happen next. And that is what Market Cipher gives you. It tells you what's going to happen next frequently. And this works on stocks. If you join Market Cipher, you get added to the Market Cipher discussion of all the other Market Cipher members. We have people market ciphering stocks. I know I've been trading Lyft and the S&P 500, shit coins galore. If there's not a trade for Bitcoin right now that Market Cipher has a nice peg on, trust me, there's something out there that you can trade Market Cipher with. So you can use it on any market. Guys, go kick some ass, change your life, save your money, use your gains to better your life for your family, spread the joy. My name is CryptoFace. It is a pleasure. Stick around, subscribe to my channel, and I guarantee you will be better than you are now. I promise. Thank you.